Hello, everybody. Welcome to GDOCtalk. I am one of your hosts, Ryan A. Moore. Joining me, like always, is J. Kent Radine.
Yo.
And in the hot seat this month is Rob Brower.
What's up?
It's weird that you
kinda
were
warm.
delayed. You was delayed on that last. Okay, so
Good to be here.
yeah, it's good to have you here.
I was just thinking you guys should probably get a sponsor for your show.
Yeah.
I don't know who would sponsor you.
I don't know either.
Normally
But-
normally we used to have like vintage sodas.
Vintage sodas, yeah.
We forgot to buy
I
some
know.
today.
No, it's all good, man.
But anyway,
Which I've been wondering if they look like beer bottles on the show. I hope
they
not.
say Mr. Cola on them.
All right.
The last ones were root beer.
Yeah.
I saw those.
They were all.
Okay, good.
Kind of made me thirsty for
Made me-
root beer, though.
Oh,
Yeah.
good.
But today I'm not thirsty
Product
for root beer.
placement.
I'm
Yeah.
thirsty for something
Cookie
Yeah.
crumble frappuccino.
I got some coffee.
else.
Thank you for buying those.
You're welcome. Thanks for having me.
Anyway, if you've never seen them, these before, that fell apart. If you've never seen an
video.
episode
The
of
video.
GDOCtalk, we pick a topic, we talk about it for all of us to discuss, and we go from there.
Okay.
So, the topic that do you have one? If
No,
you have one, then we'll
I'm
go
up for whatever you guys
Okay.
are up for.
I thought that it would be because I went fishing recently, so this is what
Uh-huh.
kind of got me thinking about this one. What
I
would
just went
if you
fishing
got a choice? Let's say National Geographic, they came to your house. They're like,
Yeah.
"Hey, guess what? We want to do a thing. You get a choice. You can either explore space. We have the technology. We have all this. You can have an exploration of space, or you can have an exploration of sea. Do you want to go in the water, or do you want to go in space?"
That's a good question. I'm actually a scuba diver, and so I've had the opportunity to go into water.
Yeah.
And it's amazing. It's like it's a totally different planet when you're underwater. As we stand on the ground and we see the mountains and the landscape going up, it's like just the opposite. As you're scuba diving, the landscape disappears and goes down. Opportunity to go into space. So my first inclination is to say space. But exploring space, I kind of feel would be like exploring the desert.
Yeah.
Like when you first get there, it's like pretty
Lot of
cool.
Nothing.
And then it's like the same thing, just over and over and over again. So
Depends on how far you go though, because then you got planets.
But here's
Yeah.
the thing. We know, like with our technology now, we already
Yeah.
know stuff that's even outside the galaxy. We know that there are other galaxies. But in the water, I think like we only know only like 20% of what is in the water, and we don't even know what all the fishes are in there.
Well, James Cameron actually made a new film.
Yeah.
He actually invented a new type of submarine that instead of horizontal, it's vertical. And he actually went to Challenger Deep, which is the deepest part of the Marianas Trench.
Oh, like that.
And yeah, they just made a film about it. And he was actually the one in the craft piloting it. And I think he said he discovered some 68 totally new, not yet previously discovered species of aquatic life.
Wow.
And he took all of his
Really?
findings, he
Wow.
took the sub and everything, and he donated it to like the National Oceanographic Institute or something. So it's all in a museum now. I actually want to see that film because it sounds really interesting.
Yeah, what's it called,
I
do you
heard
know?
I don't know, but he shot it with IMAX. I think he shot it with red
Oh,
film too. He
oh,
shot it with
dude,
the
we
red
use
camera.
the red cameras?
Yeah.
That'd be beautiful.
But yeah, I mean, it's like because going like I go like rock fishing and all that kind of stuff. So like I get black rock and all that stuff
Some of the
in, but
ugliest
and those are
fishes,
like
man.
they're like just absolutely not the prettiest things in the world
I don't know how you guys can eat those. I'm
because they're
sorry.
good.
They look horrible.
They
though.
look like it, but the inside is what matters. That's what
Oh,
matters, folks.
dude.
The inside is what matters,
kinda like,
not
okay.
the outside.
As I can tell, it's what's
And I thought,
inside.
Yeah.
it's like, and I thought they smelled bad on the outside. That's what it was saying.
No, you gotta go.
And I thought
I
they
thought
looked
they
bad.
smelled bad. On the outside. But anyway, so you would pick.
Okay, so let me interrupt.
Yeah,
there.
we're drawing back in.
So if Tauntaun were real and you did eat one, do you think it would taste like chicken?
No, I think it would taste.
Yes.
I
That's
think it
my
would
vote.
taste more of like beef.
Looking at the way the
That's
guts
what it
look
looked
like,
like.
Do you think
with
it would
the
taste like
whitish
he
grayish-
says it smells?
I don't know. How much does it smell
I mean,
like?
he's got the lightsaber. I'm thinking as he's cutting it, he's cooking it.
Yeah, so it's searing
you
it.
know,
You're
yeah,
smelling
it
that
really
too.
Should have just been like,
Burnt flesh.
yeah, he probably wouldn't have fallen asleep in the cold if he had some nutrition, some protein.
Yeah.
I don't know.
That may have
I
been.
guess
what
we'll
they
never
did.
know.
Wait, how did they get back? Did you ever realize
No, the ship comes and picks them up.
that? Where does it show that?
In the morning, they're standing there, and the guy sees them, and the guy finds them.
Okay, you've seen him more recent than I have, so I can't.
We'll have to go back and watch.
No,
Yeah, I don't-
No, the guy finds them. They're there in the morning. They go out and look for him, and one of the guy finds him, and he's like waving.
Oh yeah, okay, I see. Okay, I remember that now.
Okay, so anyway, back to
yeah.
your question.
It's okay. It's a conversational show.
My vote's space, definitely.
Space.
Space.
I've always looked up, and when I was a kid, people asked me, "What are you gonna be when you grow up?" Astronaut was my number one answer.
Number
Wasn't
one.
it?
And look at you now.
It wasn't until no, it wasn't
Designing
until
websites.
It wasn't until sixth grade when reality was like, there is no chance in heck I'm going to be an astronaut, and I'm not as good of a student as I really thought I could be. So I basically doomed the idea when I was young, saying there's not a chance.
Okay. I think if we had the technology
love
like we
to go to
see
space.
in the movies, if we had, high warp capability and we could travel to a distant planet,
Like Star Trek stuff.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah, like 20 million light years away,
Okay.
not like Halo, like we have to put ourselves to sleep for 100 years, but like we could just jump in a ship, hit warp, and get there.
Yeah.
I would definitely say space.
Okay. Now we have seen.
How did they get around?
Now
the
here's the thing with survival horror games. We've like Dead Space has been that's the survival horror in space. That's like the major EA, and that's scary. Like space could be scary.
I've got that.
I don't think we've ever. Is there like a underwater Dead Space? Like I don't know. I can't think of
No,
one.
But there is an underwater thriller. It was called Abyss.
Okay.
They had the underwater monster that was going around killing people.
But here's
Which was I loved that movie.
Here's the thing about underwater and thriller is, so I was scuba diving.
Yeah.
Actually, no, I wasn't scuba diving. I was actually free diving in the Turks and Caicos Islands.
Okay.
And we were getting fresh Atlantic lobster for our meals and stuff.
Yum.
And we actually got attacked by a shark. My buddy James Harding and I. Jay and I were diving, and on our way up, the shark must have smelled the lobster, and it came at us. And luckily, first of all, we're both well trained. We're both dive masters, and you learn to come up back to back and do the spiral as you ascend. And so we're doing that, and we see the shark, and as it came at us, he was able to get his spear right on its nose and drive it off a little bit. And before it could come around for a second attack, we got out of the water. So you don't need horror. It's already there. I mean, there's a lot of stuff in the water that could get you. But I don't know about alien life forms and underwater zombies, although I don't know if that film's been made yet.
I don't know.
Underwater zombie film?
Because that's the thing.
Underwater
it says
zombies coming
can't
soon.
swim. That's always
we've
been
got
the
we've
thing.
got alien space films. We've
Yeah.
got like alien zombies, which is like Deep Space or
Dead Space.
And
Dead Space. Yeah.
Abyss is alien underwater.
Aliens underwater, but we haven't had zombies underwater.
It's true, but most people say zombies can't swim, so
But here's the
they
thing:
do get bloated.
Go watch the
do
zombie podcast.
Do zombies breathe? So if they're not breathing air into their lungs, then why couldn't they just get dropped into the water?
true. I mean, we've seen in Pirates of the
sink-
Caribbean
sink
Well,
to the
that
bottom.
they can do it. In Pirates of the
Yeah.
Caribbean, they just walked underwater. Remember
yeah,
that?
But
Remember
was
that scene?
skeleton, though.
No, they were still flesh and zombie-like.
When the sun shines on them, they're skeletons.
The moon.
The moon.
The moonlight.
Yes, when
Yeah.
the moon shines on them.
I think that's just a perception thing.
Yeah.
But they're
Either
still...
way, they're the evil undead.
Yeah.
yeah.
And then if you walk, on the Walking Dead, they do have that one zombie that was in the well. He got
Yeah.
extremely bloated.
Yeah,
Spoilers.
but they're not going to die.
That's not even
I
a
know.
spoiler.
But yeah, I mean...
if there were zombies underwater, I would get my scuba gear.
Oh
and-
man. They
But
would
I
be-
think
they
I
would be
don't.
so
But
bloated
it's
and
like
gross.
I don't think you even need to have like something like how in Dead Space they have that infected thing.
Yeah.
Like you still could, you could just have the creatures there that are still underwater, and like even if you wanted to create some monster Jaws like type thing, like no one could say that doesn't exist because it could exist.
Yeah, I just saw a video on YouTube. You have to check it out. These guys catch a 4-foot shark as they're shark fishing, and this giant grouper comes up.
Oh,
And
groupers!
It's
like
a big, nasty
just
fish.
the most
And-
ugliest.
And it comes up and it eats that entire thing in one bite. It just bites it right off the line.
Because their jaws, they
it's
flap open, right?
insane.
Their jaws go open.
Yeah.
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 At Pike Place, they have a grouper out there, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. They have the mouth.
And so there's enough horrific stuff underwater that you can run into. But I tell you, if you've never been scuba diving, you should do it. It's really cool.
Yeah. I think some part of me though would be claustrophobic.
But the EV.
Oh, I know. Believe me. I think I was watching. I think it was Gravity when I was watching that on IMAX when I started feeling that claustrophobia of being in space.
Yeah.
Or like, and I've also thought of that too. Like when those guys are out there spacewalking in that suit.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's where the idea of claustrophobia would hit me, where it's not the height or whatever. It's like you're out there in dead space.
Well, they do put you through lots and lots of training before they send
Yeah.
you underwater or out to space. So
True.
Hopefully, you
but
get
yeah.
over the claustrophobia during
by
the
that
training.
time, or they have decided to not let you go.
But they say some of the best wrestlers are the ones who are claustrophobic because they fight out of it. So maybe it never leaves.
Maybe. But it's kind of like the whole bravery and fear thing. It's bravery is not a lack of fear. It's the ability to do something in spite of your fear, right?
Mm-hmm.
So once a claustrophobic, always a claustrophobic.
Like your fear makes you better
Yeah.
if you embrace it.
But yeah, so you would choose if you had a choice. National Geographic.
I go water until we develop serious warp technology and transporter technology
Okay.
and all that.
So with
That's
this
really-
technology we have now,
That's good.
you would choose
Underwater.
Water. Okay.
That is a really
What
good.
would you do if you had?
Well, I'm going to go the other way and say
If
space
we had
technology is not going to get any better unless we actually tried it.
Okay, I don't want to be the guinea pig.
yeah,
I know,
it's just
well,
you go and do that.
The guinea chimps, back in the days, we used chimps. Yeah, I would choose space. Still.
Space.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because it's the final
Dun, 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 dun,
I think I would choose water just because we don't know, and there's so much to
and it's
explore.
right there.
There's and it's on our own planet, and we still don't know half of what it is.
Well, it's also ever changing.
Yeah.
Because as plate shift, plate tectonics,
Yeah.
the underwater topography or bottomography.
Bottomography?
is I just coined a new phrase. The
study.
bottomography
Want it on a
is
t-shirt.
constantly changing, and so if you go and explore a trench and come back 5 years later, it's completely different.
Yeah, because I think there's just so much to explore under there, and I mean, space there is, and there's the possibility of we didn't even talk about this possibility of finding new life. But the thing is like, I think that just because it's here on our own planet, and we don't even know, we know less than like 50% of what is even on this planet.
Yeah.
I think water is my choice.
The other thing, and this is more practical, is underwater, if something happens, I know as a last resort, I can blow to the surface. I might get the bends, but they can put me in a hyperbaric chamber and fix me. We saw Gravity, right? You saw
Yeah.
When you're in space and stuff goes wrong,
You're done.
Or
kind of hosed.
Or Apollo 13, for instance.
Oh yeah.
Where they had to like go around the moon to shoot themselves back.
I mean, if you start drifting off into
You're
space,
hosed,
I
you're
mean,
hosed.
what can you do?
Yeah.
You suffocate.
They can't
Once you're
send
done.
anybody up there to get you.
That's
I mean,
true.
It's like,
They
hey,
could, but
we got
it'd
another
be you'd be an
window in
ice
3
cube.
weeks, so just sip little bits of air. Conserve
That's a good point. You can always get yourself out of the underwater, hopefully.
That'll be like David Blaine's next trick. He'll be up in space with no oxygen.
That's Red Bull's next stunt.
for a month until the next space mission comes up to find him.
Okay, well, I think that's about to wrap it up. Thanks for watching. If you want to watch the next video, make sure you go and subscribe at GDOCunited. Follow us on Twitter and like us on Facebook. Do all the 9 yards. Do the whole social media thing. And stay tuned for the next one. Bye.
Peace.